Hello. Put the popcorns in the chat. Put the popcorns in the chat. Hello to everyone. I'm glad you're here. Sorry I am late. Good evening. So this is our first episode of Blassics, but excuse my tardiness. So some of you don't know, but I'm going to be officiating a wedding in a couple of weeks, and I was hanging out with some friends, doing the minor details and stuff like that. So I ran a little bit behind. So, don't charge it to me, you know what I mean? All right. So the hello. So you know what? Before I go, I just want to acknowledge some people that was waiting in the chat for me. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. All right, Creatively Cat, Red Label. Thank you. Chi-Town Naji Girl. Put the popcorns in the chat. Well, see, I had a couple of margaritas too. It's Taco Tuesday. So I'm here having my popcorn. If y'all don't know, y'all got to reach out to Chi-Town Naji Girl. Okay. So I have right now strawberry popcorn, okay, that I am eating, snacking on tonight. That's going to be my snack of choice, okay? All right. So we got Chateau Naja Girl. Hello. All right, we have V Harga. Thank you. Hello. Thank you, Just Splash. Hello. Evangelist Valerie. Hello. Candace from the Candy Shop. Hello. Mimi Twin. Hello. Thank you guys for being here. So I'm going to drop the link. Woo child. Hello. Thank you guys for coming. So this is my first episode of Blassics, and I just want to let me tell you why I really started I had started a podcast before my YouTube channel, my podcast. And I wanted to talk about all things popcorn, all things that I love, right? I said it on Q channel when he was saying get to know popcorn. And it started out with Lovecraft Country because I love anything. I love TV. I love movies, but I love all things that's Black, okay? And when we bring our Black excellence into things, I truly gravitate for it. So this is what are we going to talk about tonight? So we're going to talk about Robert Townsend's first film, and it's called Hollywood Shuffle. Now, Hollywood Shuffle is a satire about a young actor who's trying to navigate being discovered, his big break. But during this time in 1987 when this was done, he had to navigate through the Hollywood with stereotypical roles. So in 1987, stereotypical roles were pimps, hoes, the help, and slaves. Now I'm just thinking like, Oh, and as they would say back in the day, crooks or whatever like that. Hello, Amuse. Hello. Put the popcorns in the chat. So in 1987, this Robert Townsend, he is a living legend. I know he maxed out his credit cards, and him and Kenan Ivory Wayans co-wrote this movie called, Hollywood Shuffle. And they had some greats in there like John Witherspoon. We have Aunt Pearl from 227. We have Damon Wayans, and we also have Kenan Ivory Wayans. And we have Anne-Marie Johnson. And what made me pick this film is because this was one of the first films. I'm telling my age. This movie came out in 1987, so I was about 12 years old. I didn't know anything about stereotypes. I didn't know what like a pimp and a hoe, but I thought it was funny when I saw it. And this was one of the first movies that I knew I watched so many times, and I watched that I knew for word. But it opened my eyes and made me ask questions like, you know what, pimps, hoes, and when I started asking my parents about it, then that's when they started about, Black exploitation movies, like Shaft and all those things, there was pimps, hoes, and vigilante movies and stuff like that growing up. These were in the 70s. So Robert Townsend was trying to navigate, trying to get his big break. And this movie is hilarious with the funny undertones. And when it first opens up, he's auditioning with his younger brother, and his younger brother looks up to him, and he's trying to make his big break to be a pimp. Now, imagine, I don't aspire to be an artist, I aspire to be an actor, but just getting your foot in the door, you have to pay something lowest level as a pimp or a robber or or a slave. And this is what was offered to them, our people back in those times. And as he navigated through it, he wants to do his very best, but he is torn in between in between, should I really sacrifice, my dream, to just wait for that big break to actually play something like a pimp, a slave, or a hoe. So doing the thing about it, the satire, it was really, really funny, really eye-opening. And again, like I said, when I saw this, I was like 12 or 13 years old. And one of the things I can say about this Blassic, because it's a Black classic film, and Robert Townsend has given us gems since then. He gave us Meteor Man. He gave us the 5 Heartbeats. And he introduced us to John Witherspoon and Kenan Ivory Wayans. And it's so funny because of these this satire movie is like the birth of us, like I'm Going to Get You Sucker and Living Color and things like that. So shout out to Robert Townsend in this movie because it was phenomenal. It was funny. It was educational for me. And I'm thinking about cinema today. If there was a segment in Hollywood Shuffle when it was, the first Black acting school, and it was spearheaded by white instructors telling Black artists, Black actors, how to act Black, how to walk Black, how to talk Black. Oh yes, and I'm not even going to forget about Paul Mooney. Exactly, yes. He is in there. The late Paul Mooney is in there. But these were Brits. Robert Townsend plays a Brit in this segment of the movie. That there were white instructors telling Black, actors how to act and how to act like slaves, how to act, talk jive, as you will, as we that was the vernacular called back in those days, from jive to ebonics to whatever, slang that we speak today. But we were definitely it was very funny and eye-opening because there was a pivotal part in the movie that one of the white directors said that I'd never been around Black people, but I watched them on TV. And what we saw on TV back in those days were written by white people of what their idea of what Black people were. So if you've never been around Black people, but you see them on TV and who's been spearheaded with them, spearheaded all of these navigating through, the arts, television, and cinema, it was stereotypes. Pimps, hoes, slaves, robbers. And another thing that was brought up on this film was in the segment of the first Black acting school was that he said, hey, we only want dark skinned Blacks because you don't make good crooks. Another stereotype that they lean and gear toward the darker hue of our people as, someone who robs, who's a slave, and stuff like that. And I remember not too long ago, cinema have not made too many strides because to this day, they still seem to cast our darker sisters, our darker men as the bad guy and over sexualizing our darker hue sisters. And this movie was made in 1987. And it's a lot of stereotypes that's going on today that still was going on in 1987. And they might not play slaves as much today, but now we see there's a rise between the 90s, the golden era of cinema, of black cinema. There was a lot of gang banging, if you will, South Central, Boys in the Hood, those golden eras of film. But that's what made it, even though it was a satire, it was very pivotal about, and it was funny, but it really think like how sad it was. And this guy is trying to navigate who's want to take this craft. And it's crazy because whoever the biggest artist was in 1987, it was like they only allow that one black artist to thrive. So you only allow one black star. And I remember in one of the segments of the movie is that they said that he wanted Eddie Murphy type of Eddie Murphy, morphonic or Murphy-esque, so, and he was like, he he was like, I don't want to be Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is Eddie Murphy. But this is what they were wanting. They only wanted Eddie Murphy type. And if you notice that Eddie Murphy was doing the damn thing in the 80s. I mean, it was other people we had like Carl Weathers and other stuff like that, but Eddie Murphy was that dude. He really was. And in those spaces, it wasn't multiple people winning in that aspect like it is. One thing I can say, they're striving a little bit more progressive in that area, that it don't have to be that one person that's black that's tearing up the cinema world and stuff like that. However, this movie is hilarious, and it was some great takeaways. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and engage with the chat, right? So Candy was like saying it's true. Eddie Murphy was funny. Matter of fact, Robert Townsend directed Eddie Murphy Raw. So shout out to that. And that's one of his most pivotal stand-up movies to this day. Okay. All right. Yeah, Eddie Murphy was that guy. Like Eddie Murphy was tearing ish up. Okay. It was only room for Eddie Murphy at this point. I mean, we had Richard Pryor, but Eddie Murphy was doing the damn thing in the 80s. And growing up, that's pretty much who, like comedic and things like that. That's who we was looking towards, in the 80s and stuff like that. I didn't. He put some, he put Vaseline on Shata Naja Girl. So that Shata Naja Girl was saying she don't understand how Eddie Murphy moved in those jeans, but those leather pants, but Vaseline. That's what he used. He used baby oil and Vaseline. Okay. All right, there you go. So, so what's another segment in this Blassic? I want y'all to put a popcorn in the chat if you ever seen Hollywood Shuffle. Put a popcorn in the chat if you have seen Hollywood Shuffle. All right. If you want to see it, if you have not seen Hollywood Shuffle, I highly recommend that you watch it. And it's on Amazon Prime now. So, okay. So you have seen the creator's head, Red Label, Shot Down Naja Girl. Yes. Oh, it's been a while. Okay. And but you will see what it said, like, he had a dead-end job. Where did, if anybody can remember, put in the chat, put the emoji in the chat, or where did Robert work? Okay, put the emoji in the chat. Okay. And who was his boss? If you can remember. So more to see, yeah. So I recommend that you watch it. It's not very long. It's not very long. It is funny. And It's a scene in one of the segments of the movie that he's with his lady, and it's like a Columbo type of, he was like an investigator, and he was saying, I aspire to be in this movie. I mean, to be an actor in a movie like this instead of playing pimps, hoes, and and he lived with his mother and his grandmother. Yes, he worked at Winky Dinky Dog. Okay. And his co-worker was Kenan Ivory Wayans. Okay. So there's a clip in a segment in the movie where I'm telling my age. Okay. Telling my age. Where back growing up around the 80s and early 90s, we were able to see movies. It was easy to sneak in the movie theater, and you could stay in there pretty much all day, watch the movie over and over and over again. So, back in the day, we had till recently, until he passed away, we had Cisco and Ivory. Remember them? They used to give us the 2 thumbs up and thumbs down and give us the critics of the movie. And I swear, most people would like swear by their critic. Like they were the end all be all of if this movie was great or not. But you got to watch the segment. Yeah. Thank you, Creatively Cat. I am reading the chat here. Yes. So the chat is saying hi to everybody, acknowledging everybody. That's good. So yeah, so this night of episode of Blassics, and we're talking about Hollywood Shuffle by Robert Townsend. So Marta C said, I don't any movies and shows prior to 90s. I grew up in Europe. Okay. Yes, I am. I'm eating popcorn. Hit up Chi-Town Naja Girls social. Or just, just real pinky in the air popcorn. I'm eating pinky in the air popcorn, okay? Okay. That's so good. Okay. Can y'all see that? Look. Like I'm doing. So yeah. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. So I watched it is so good. Q, you right, it is so good. I got the strawberry while I'm eating my popcorn, talking about movies, talking about Blassic. Now, watching this today, one of the things I want to touch on is did it age well? I think it does, because Renee might not be casting for pimps and hoes, but definitely a lot of things that we're gravitating towards it now is shows in movies like Snowfalls and drug dealers, drug kingpins. So we have move up from the stereotypical things from the stereotypical roles of pimps and hoes and robbers. Now we're pretty much drug lords and stuff like that. So I do believe that this movie still funny, and this classic is still funny, and it still ages very well and so winning. Hello, so Dev. Okay, yes, right. Put the suit and ties and the champagnes in the chat. All right. So I dropped the link, and it looks like my fam is here, and we're gonna chime in.
Hey.
Why you bald head?
What's going on, Taco Tuesday? What do you mean, why am I bald headed?
You wait a minute. You in Avatar with your face? Oh, you're not gonna show your
I ain't
face?
got no clothes on.
Yeah. I did have tacos. Okay.
and quite apparent margaritas.
I did. I had a couple
Did you
margaritas.
guys get the picture
What picture?
of margaritas, or did you do single margaritas?
Oh no. It was singles, individual. Bring them because they were only $5.
Okay, come on, happy
It was
hour.
Taco Tuesday, $5. Yes, okay. Put the chesticles in the chat, okay? Because Q came out with the chesticles.
I just got in from dog training. I'm
I
sweaty. I just took
know,
a shower.
definitely. Nephew was on his dog training.
And if I would have gotten a ticket, I would have sent it to you. Trying to get here on time. And then lo and behold, your ass wasn't here on time.
I was drinking. I wasn't. So,
I
what do you
got
think about Do you recall the first time you ever saw Hollywood Shuffle?
I think I was in ninth or 10th grade or so. And we were going through a lot of the Blassics and the history and the stereotypes and the caricatures for one of my social classes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at it, that's the only roles that were really offered, unless you were Sidney Poitier or Diane Carroll or Cicely Tyson. But although she even played the help and all of that stuff, but those were, I mean, pimps, hoes, prostitutes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yes.
yeah, it's just crazy that they were so limited on roles in Hollywood of the portrayal, and then having white directors and producers saying how black you should be from their perspective was very interesting.
It was. And even though they put their comedic spin on it, especially when it was like B Murdy, B Eddie Murphy, like Eddie Murphy S, be more effervescence of Murphy, be Murphy. I mean, like, even though it was funny, but I'm like, he like, I don't want to be like he was like trying not to warp into Eddie Murphy. But in order to make it, he felt like, wow, I do have to sacrifice and like be all these stereotypical roles. Like, why can't I be, play Columbo or something like that, or someone
Right.
or something of something. But like you said, pretty much they only allow like certain stars to shine at a time in those days. And you're right, like Cindy Portier and stuff like that, they were the ones that was getting the roles. And to this day, I feel like this movie, even though this is like I said, this was one of the first movies that made me ask questions to my parents, like pimps and hoes and what's going on here,
Right.
so and stereotypes, like I knew, like I didn't know the word stereotype, but I know that like like why do people think that we all act a certain way, but I didn't know that that was called a stereotype until I saw this movie.
Right. Like it takes the worst characteristics of what society says black people are, and
Mm-hmm.
um, it's a mockery because I guess at that point we were no better than that, and that's how they saw us, which is a shame.
Yeah. So Deb is in the chat. Hello, so Deb. We are talking about 1987 Robert Townsend first film called Hollywood Shuffle, starring Robert Townsend, Kenan Ivory Wayans, Don Witherspoon, Damon Wayans, and Marie Johnson. So
Paul Mooney.
yes, what'd you say?
Paul Mooney.
And Paul Mooney, yes, you saw me, yes, okay, in that one.
Shut
so
up.
yeah, so go ahead and chime in, Kat, on your perspective on Hollywood Shuffle. I know this was the first time I recommended it to you, And how did you
Yes.
like it? How you didn't like it? And what were some of the
Get that
takeaways?
demon out of here. Get that demon out of here, Cat.
Oh,
Is
You
my
got out of
sound?
here.
she did. I didn't even notice that you was. It's the ass.
Is it still bad?
1987.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it came out in 1987. 1987. Hollywood Shuffle. I'm going to go ahead and bring up a picture of Hollywood Shuffle. So
Cat, the power of Christ compelled that ass up out of here. Come on back when you're ready.
I hate you so much, Q. You was like, get that demon out of here. Get that demon out of here. I'm like, what? The Mel Gibson? Like,
Oh, jeez.
so so Robert Townsend, let me go ahead and bring up a picture of the movie so people can see it. It's been up there, you guys.
Cat joined.
There you go. Here you go, Cat. Let me get her in the studio.
Okay, can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, you all good.
So I
Yes.
forgot when I'm on Pops Live, I have to use a different set of earbuds. Anyway.
Yes.
Yes, it was my first time seeing it. And by the way, if you guys haven't seen it and you want to see it, if you have Amazon Prime, it is on Amazon Video. So go watch it. It's short. I thought it was really funny. And I like that it kind of picked apart those little stereotypes that we see in movies, and it made it into something funny, kind of, but it was also like a good lesson and like an eye opener. I liked it.
Yes. So
It was
I'm
a good
going to go.
recommendation.
So, oh, thank you. Yes, this is one of my favorite movies. I still can, he was like, please, please get your together, Winky, Winky dog. So,
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can share my screen. Just show some pictures of Hollywood Shuffle right here, you guys. So this is Kenan, Ivory, Wayans, Robert Townsend right here. Can y'all see it?
Yes.
Okay, great. Right here, and this is one of the scenes right here is when he had to play a pimp, and he started not being happy with it because first of all, it was spearheaded by these three white people who tried to tell them how black people should act. And they was trying to tell this guy like he wasn't black enough, he wasn't giving what it's supposed to be had gave. But and
Yeah.
yes, and it was crazy. And so here's his grandmom. And grandmom got in his ear. She was proud of him that he was pursuing his dreams. However, she didn't like the fact that he was playing a pimp. And she always kept saying, there's always job at the post office. There's always jobs at the post office. Because, I think just like any, like I feel like black families, they do want you to pursue your dreams, but they do want you to be a little bit more responsible and have something more tangible, especially as a man, So
Right.
and like he was torn here,
So she was one of my favorite characters. She was really funny.
She was.
The grandma.
The grandma was, and right here is when they was acting like he was the house slave, and these were the slaves trying to get away. But like I said, these were all excerpts of the movie. So this scene right here killed me softly. And real quick, when I say kill me softly, because this guy right here said, I played 3 cooks, a robber, and a rapist twice. That was fun. Like the hell.
I know. Yeah. It was like
Because and right here, once again, they were playing pimps and stuff like that. So when you get the post office did play well, but your mom always, yes, I agree with So Deb. Your parents always, or your family always want you to work for the post stamp office.
Post office pay good, shoot.
Listen, they don't be giving me my shit though. So, but anyway, yeah.
I get my stuff just fine. I don't know about you.
So, what is do you think this movie aged well, and what are some of the takeaways that you have for the about this movie?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it does because I think that we're getting to a point in society where we are getting better at casting Black people in more diverse roles. However, there's still some work to be done. Especially like in a lot of
I also like
TV
the
shows.
fact. I'm sorry, Kat. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I said I also like that Black people are actually building the table instead of having a seat at the table.
Yes, that is very important. I agree with that.
But that's exactly what Robert Townsend did. You know, he charged up his credit cards, and him and Kenan wrote this. He directed it. He produced it. Back in 1887, it was like $100,000, and the movie made $5 million. And come to think about it, that was a pretty big hit because it wasn't offered everywhere. You know, it wasn't screamed everywhere like Rambo and Commando. You know, those films back in those days that we would see those big blockbuster, and they was making a little reference like Lethal Weapon, because Lethal Weapon was out then. And even then, even though we had Danny Glover, but he never, I mean, since The Color Purple, you know, it was never double ethnic back then. It was always white and Black, you know. It couldn't be two leads of double ethnics.
Right. Yes. And I think oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Q-Boo.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry, I was getting some breaking news. You know what's going on in the world of YouTube, and
what happened?
Check your phone. But yeah, it was a good movie. It highlights like old Hollywood of how they saw us, and the opportunities they thought that we needed to be in. There was never any a main lead and a sub actor of the same skin tone in a film together, because they thought that that wouldn't sell movies if they were the same coloration. But it's just interesting how we allowed white people to tell stories about us, because it was not authentic, it wasn't genuine, and they only went by stereotypes. They were looking at it from one sort of a lens that some of us cannot relate to, and this is what they thought, because they were going on the stereotypes, and they grouped us all together.
And it's crazy because when you watch the film, you see when they were sitting down at the basketball court, you can see they all were Black men, and they were different hues. One was very fair skinned with light, with loose coils, like his hair was straighter. And then he was like, they tried to, and then he used them at a segment where he was also trying to when he was also trying to be in that cast of playing a pimp or something like that, and he was like, they try to tell me I'm not Black enough, but he's a Black man. And then there was another Black man who was conflicted too. I mean, well, I wouldn't say conflicted. He tried to tell Robert Townsend, like, the white man really want us to play these roles. We need something more pivotal, and we shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. You should be ashamed of yourself that you're here. And then when they called his name, he was like, "Oh, here I come. Good luck, brother." Like, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like you said, I feel like cinema has made very slow strides because, like, again, in that segment, of the satire, he's on the first black acting school. He said you have to be dark skinned black because you don't. If you're light skinned, you don't play good crooks.
Yeah.
Until this and I remember, I don't know what it's called, like notes or treatment or whatever they call it in cinema when they tell you what they would say how the dark skinned girls are the girls that was hyperly sexualized. They're the ghetto girls, where the light skinned girls were at the party and more appealing. To this was from Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
That was the treatment that they had, and it's crazy.
Yeah, what people need to realize too is that when you are watching things like this and you see these stereotypes, even if you don't notice them, your subconscious mind notices them. So that's kind of how these stereotypes get moved into our society. And that's, even other Black people might start believing those things about, our own kind. So even when you think you don't notice or think you don't care, those subconscious thoughts are there, especially when they're portrayed in the media. And another thing, kind of like what the guy was saying at the beginning, well, I don't know any Black people or whatever. There are Black people are all over the world. However, there are some places where some people don't really have day-to-day access to Black people, and what they see on television and movies, that's what they believe about Black people. And we know that that's not always true.
And that was a gem that was dropped.
Yeah.
That was a gem that was dropped in the movie. He was like, at the end of the movie, the three white directors and writers of this pimp film, the Pimps and Hoes film, he was like, I've never grew up around Black people. I don't know any Black people, but I watch them on TV. So this is their distorted way of thinking of how Black people are. We're only pimps, hoes, slaves,
Yes.
Aggressive. And the dark-skinned girls were the prostitutes, like in the 70s movie. Exactly. But he said that because even in 1987, he saw that was a trend, that they only did the dark-skinned guys. Listen, this even from when O.J. Simpson picture. Don't you know they darkened his, he's brown skin or whatever like that, but they darkened specifically his mugshot to make him darker, to make him look darker and to be darker.
And you know why? Because the subconscious mind will lead you to believe that the darker person is guilty.
Is guilty. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So that's where that's in all those things, like I said, are still pivotal today. And you watch a movie now, you see movies now. And what made me brought up was the non-double ethnic thing was Will Smith. He was like, if you watched him in most of his blockbuster films, he didn't have that many ethnic on ethnic, counterparts. He had Vivica Fox, and he had
in my favorite movie, Independence Day. I love that movie.
Well, Independence Day, yes.
Yes, that's my favorite movie.
He did not have to fight that alien like that, but I
love that movie.
Yes, but I just think that I think this was like I said, I thought it was funny. It's very funny. It's very to the point. It got some gems in there. And one of the funniest things, like I said, one of many funny things is them rating the movies, like Cisco and Ebert. When the two guys was like, yo, and this is Tyrone, and we going to do these movies.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're going to watch I'm a Date, It's Me Hilarious. They was like, I don't like this shit. You know what I mean? I want to take my, I want to be able to pronounce the words. No, I ain't for that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And then it was what? It wasn't Indiana. It was what? Chicago Jones. It wasn't.
Yes. Yes.
And they was like, when they was on the side of a daggone mountain, and they was like this jump, and he was like, and him and a woman from Indiana, Indiana, Chicago Jones. So they jumped off a mountain and survived.
Yes.
And one guy was like, that's real. I really liked it. He was like, man, that's some bullshit. How you gonna jump off a
Yeah.
mountain and survive? He said, cause you don't understand gravity and velocity. So you dropped out of school. You don't know no about science. He was saying, well, fuck you.
Yeah. Just silly. Yeah, it was good.
Yes, but that was how they really been. They was like, yeah, we here, rate the movies and we can sneak in these movies and shit. So we can let y'all
Yes.
know. They was like, we can let y'all know if it's worth paying money and shit. So I'm like,
I was like, yes.
yes, I was here for it. It was another movie that they like, it was like Dirty something. It wasn't Dirty Harry, Dirty Larry. And we all know what Dirty Harry is from, Clint Eastwood films. And
Yeah.
it was like, this was some bullshit. So you mean to tell me 3 guys with a gun let this one man pull a gun out of his pocket, point at them, and
Yes.
they were like, this is some bullshit. But why did they like attack other killer pimps?
I know.
I don't think it was like, yo, the way she was acting when she was scared, that was amazing. Yo, that shit was so hilarious.
Yes, and then when they rated it at the end, like with the thumbs up.
Y'all the thumbs down and then the high five. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think it was so funny though. Yep. But I did drop the link if anybody want to come in and talk about Hollywood Shuffle. I think it was a really good film. Again, I said it's a million times. Hold up. Oh, and if y'all don't know, now you know that this popcorn is so good. You gotta hit up Shout Out Not Your Girl
for that strawberry pop. It's so good.
She posted a banana pudding one, and I want to try that one.
Okay. Look. Listen.
Popcorn. Popcorn with her popcorn.
What had happened was you had it, put on Hollywood Shuffle, put your wheels up, don't rub them together though. And watch this movie. So let me tell you about some gems that Robert Townsend has given us. He has given us the 5 heartbeats, okay? And you'll see some of the actors. Put a popcorn in the chat if you've seen the 5 heartbeats. Put the popcorn in the chat if you've seen the 5 heartbeats. Yes, my mom too. Me and my mom. She was she had some of it, but she couldn't eat all of it though. So I have a little appy. Yeah. So if you watch Hollywood Shuffle, you're going to see pretty much all the key players in Hollywood Shuffle.
Yes.
That's you notice that?
Yes. When some of those people, I was like, dang, I've never seen these people look this young.
Wayans had hair. I mean, his hairline was getting a little, was getting
yes.
But he had hair. John Witherspoon. And how about Robert was daydreaming that if he made it, he would go back to his old job, Winky Dinky Dog.
Winky Dinky Dog. Man, I hated those hats with the wieners. Oh my gosh. I was like, that is so gross and ugly. It looked like 2 horns.
Yes. I am so done. I'm so done. So he has given us, so listen, that's a Blassic in itself. And we're going to review that too. We're going to talk about that later on. But right now, another thing that watching that, because it wasn't 1990, like 3 years later, we got In Living Color. Mm-hmm. And I believe, In Living Color, because In Living Color, Fox was a very new station. And the only thing that's on Fox that's been there since conception is The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons started along with
forever.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
They've been running forever.
Yeah, they've been on it since Since In Living Color, because in Living Color, it was The Simpsons. It was the Gary Oldman show, Tracy Ullman. It was, yeah, I remember those days. Yup. And
I don't think
Kenan
I
Ivory Wayans. Well, we didn't get Martin until a little bit later, but yes, Martin, yes.
I remember Martin. I used to watch that with my mom. Oh my goodness.
I love
Love
Spike Lee
Martin.
too. I love
Yes.
that. Yup. So we got some people. Didn't JJ on Good Times have a hot dog hat too? Yo.
That hot dog hat was so annoying looking.
Yes.
Because the hot dogs look so real too. I was like, ugh.
Yes. I love Spike Lee. Hello, Amused. Yes. I love, yes. So the 5 heartbeats, yes. No matter how hard it gets.
Oh, I remember New York Undercover.
New York Undercover. New York Undercover was like the pioneer of a TV show with amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, with Malik Yoba and who were the other ones? I'm trying to remember.
I forgot her name was like something Alves. She's like Afro Latina, like her father Jamaican or something like that. I remember her. And the boy that used to dance on Michael Jackson Beat It video. Which is like Michael something De La Renz or something like that. I remember, yes, popcorn. Remember going. So listen, Nihar, you're a woman after my own heart. We're gonna get to. I'm gonna get you, sucker, and dirty mother. Hold on now. I'm gonna stay on your case till they put you away. Yes.
Oh, I
Get it, Pop.
just confused that one with Harlem Nights.
Wait,
Never
what
mind.
you was on Harlem Night?
I just confused I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker and Harlem Nights together.
Oh.
Y'all better
No.
leave me alone.
So wait a minute. So yes, yup, it was Michael De Lorenzo. Yup. Yes. So listen, it was so funny that I'm going to Eddie Griffin was I'm gonna get you, sucker. Was he in there? I don't remember Eddie Griffin being here, but I remember wasn't Jim Brown in there? Jim Brown. I remember
I don't know.
Chris Tucker was in there, and I'm gonna get you, sucker, because he asked for one rib instead of a slab of rib because he wanted 50 cent a rib. He only wanted one rib. And
Kenan Ivory Wayans,
well, yes, he was the star, right? He was the protagonist. It was so funny because Kenan Ivory Wayans and
that's another one I haven't seen.
You never seen I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
I haven't even heard of it. I just looked it up though.
Yep. Yes, the platform shoes with the goldfish. Yes, when he came out of jail. Yes, he was. Listen, he was a pimp. Went to jail, came out thinking that he was still a pimp. And
what was it? Winona from Good Times.
Yup. Yo, the thing about it was that remember her body double was a man with a mustache. So listen, Kat, you got.
So y'all talking about Winona Ryder?
No, Winona from Good Times, the black woman.
Jeanette Dubois.
Oh,
Jeanette, yeah. So in the scene of I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, right? This is a Blassic. The scene was I'm going to say, so she was fighting this man and she did a black flip, right? But you know how your body double is supposed to look like you?
Yeah.
This movie is such a satire that it was like a white man with a short wig with a mustache.
No. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Taste Tea. Make sure y'all go to her channel. Yes, that's my girl.
Hey.
Yes. Subscribe to her channel. Yes, my girl's making big strides over there. And they spills the tea. Oh, yeah, and your sister, she subscribed to my channel, boo. Yes, I saw that. So, yeah. I do not remember Eddie Griffin was in Undercover Brother. I don't remember he was in that. Do you remember that, Q?
No, he was not in
I'm sorry, not he was an undercover brother. He wasn't in I'm gonna get you sucker, but he was an
right, he
undercover
wasn't in that
brother.
one. Yeah,
Yes. And I don't know if Undercover Brother was directed by someone black. So that's probably why it's not on my Blassic list. I mean, it's a great movie. Conspiracy Brother, Sister Girl. I love Sister Girl. She is Anjanou Ellis. That's already nominated. I think she's nominated for Oscar now for playing Serena and Venus' mom, and she played Hippolyta on
Undercover
Transformers.
Brother was directed by Michael Lee.
Yeah, I don't think Michael Lee is
Michael
black.
Lee's black. He's black.
He black?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, that was never really on my Blassic list, but it was still good though.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yes.
Yes, Conspiracy Brother with Dave Chappelle was Conspiracy Brother. Sister Girl. Yep. Yep. Who else? Uh, Another film that Robert Townsend had. Meteor Man didn't do very well in the box office. It was a little cheesy for me, but it was still the same key players that was in Hollywood Shuffle. Same key players that's in
Okay.
yeah, that was in Five Heartbeats. It was a cute film, but when I saw it, it was a lot way cheesy. But I noticed one thing I can say is that Robert Townsend didn't give us like black trauma porn. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave us really good feel good kind of movies and not movies like, you know what I'm saying, that way heavy, like 12 Years a Slave and things like that.
So
But
I just pulled up Michael Lee's like movies he directed, and you know them because he did The Best Man Holiday, The Best Man, Space Jam, Girls Trip, Scary Movie 5.
oh well, by the time Scary Movie 5 came along, it wasn't even the Wayans brothers no more. They stole it from them. Harvey Weinstein took the franchise from them.
Yeah, and then he directed Roll Bounce with Bow Wow.
Yes, Roll Bound.
Yes.
Malcolm Lee is Spike Lee brother. I don't think so. Is it? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah. Mm-mm.
He's from Queens, New York.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yo, I'm gonna get your sucker. You got to see that, cat. That's not gonna be on my next Blassic list for next week though. But
I'll watch it.
wait a minute. Where was that? Where's you eating, Q?
That's not me.
That was that was my sister.
Oh.
I'm like, what had happened?
Dang, y'all can hear all that.
So, Shine Time, Not Your Girl Pop. Did you say porn? I did. So, movies that weigh heavy with our black trauma is is like a black Twitter. It was like coined by black Twitter called Black Trauma Porn, where it's really bad that you don't like it's so dark, and just like what categorized black trauma porn is the Amazon Prime series Them.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that.
And even though it's like a suspense thriller, like a lot of things that could have been implied, they show. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. They kill a baby. They show you killing the baby. And people were saying like, wow, like that, like these white people came in, actually raped the woman, I don't want to say, but sexually assaulted the woman and killed the baby. Like banging the baby, put a baby in a pillowcase and bang the baby up against
Oh my gosh.
So those are the things that we talk about black trauma porn. Like we know that those things are happening, and you can, in a good cinematic way and creative way, to tell those, imply it without showing it. Just some things. Yeah.
Oh.
So
I think
when I watched that, and I've tried to give it the whole series, but I was like, I can't finish it because I wanted to really give it a real assessment to be like, this is trash. but I had enough of it, and I don't think the acting was very good. The story was subpar.
But I loved when she slapped the shit out of that white woman. Because she's had enough. And
Yeah.
then she gets kidnapped by the damn mailman.
Yes. One thing I can say was some good takeaways of that movie, because they hung up all this stuff to the black family, and because this was the black family moved from the South to Compton, and at this time Compton was a suburb, and they was one of the first families to live in that neighborhood. But it was a lot of trauma that was going on. And so yeah, I I don't recommend them, because I was like, ooh, this it was majority, it was black, it was created by black, created, spearheaded by black men, directed. So I'm going like, yes, I thought it was going to give some Lovecraft Country-ish,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I couldn't bring myself to watch it. I have it on my list. I just never. I still. I just know that it will bother me.
What you gonna
I wouldn't even recommend it on somebody I love. What you say?
I said, what you gonna do?
You know what? Shut up. Stop. So the candy shop said she watched. She said it was too much. I thought it was. I think the story lagged and dragged and dragged, and I think because I think it was out of the production company, if I do recollect, out of the same production company as the guy that did Us and Them or whatever. Not them.
Yeah, Jordan Peele.
I think it's like From All the Monkey Paw, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so people was like, ooh.
Yeah, well, because when I saw the previews for this show, it reminded me a lot of Jordan Peele's material.
Yeah. So, let me get that off.
Sort of.
Yes. So, that's what I was thinking, like something of that. But yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you come in here, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, so you'll be in the notification for the next time I go live.
Yes.
Tonight we are talking about Blassics, my first episode of Blassics. We are talking about Hollywood Shuffle by Robert Townsend. It came out in 1987. He had written it and co-written it with Kenan, Ivory, Wayans. He produced it and directed it. So you know what? And he is still a living legend. He's still doing the damn thing. So that's one thing I did not like about it. So I'm just going to move on from them because it was trash. And that's it. And I thought, like, hey, come on through with the, with the black cinema. With the black content, Amazon Prime, but no, I'm good.
Right.
There may be a season 2.
It is going to be a season 2.
Oh, wow.
Yep. It is going to be a season 2. It's horrible. But I recommend y'all go here to Amazon Prime and watch Hollywood Shuffle. Yes.
Tell them All Things Popcorn said you get that $5 discount. No,
Okay. Shoot. Listen. All I'm saying, only thing I can recommend for y'all tonight that is a guarantee is, I guarantee that I think that you will laugh and enjoy, and you will see that Hollywood Shuffle has aged well. Pick up Chi-Town Naja Girl inbox. Yeah. You know what? It's just enough sweet too.
Go ahead and hit up Divine Elements, Divine with a D. Or with an E.
Divine with the D. Yeah.
Go get some of that merch. Delicious.
Yes.
Chi-Town Naja Girl, put your information in the chat. Okay?
I will be doing an unboxing on my channel this weekend from my new shipment from Divine Elements from
Oh,
listen. I was going to do the unboxing, but I share some with my, so you know what I mean.
It's all good.
I don't know, got little cookies and something like this in here. I don't know what's in here.
What's the secret?
I don't know. It got some secret chips in here. Okay?
Oh, what?
Yes. Okay. Don't look how beautiful this look.
Yes.
This is divine, yo.
She got a little razzle dazzle in there.
Okay. It is. Listen. I'm like, okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a party in my mouth right now. Right now, I am.
You have the strawberry one?
Yes, I have the strawberry one. I have strawberry crunch. So
it's so good.
So tonight, make sure before you end this live, I want y'all to tell me who go ahead and make that order. That's right, Muse, make that order in it now. That's right, order that. And the turnaround is pretty much quick, okay? Even though you might be living in the UK, I don't know how y'all postal service work or whatever like that, but if you live in the US, it's definitely the turnaround is only a couple days. It's very fast. Oh my God, it's so good, so good.
Yummy.
So good. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I really would not.
Popcorn knows her popcorn now. Come on.
Now, if it was trash, I wouldn't eat it in front of y'all. Okay? I would not. I would just say thank you. I would just support Chi-Town Naja Girl, and I would just re-gift it. But I'm not re-gifting because this is banging. It's banging. Hey. That's right. Order. Hit her up, okay? Hit her up.
Oh, poor Nihar.
You teasing her. Oh, Bob, you tricking me. I am so sorry, but hold on. I'll have one for you. Look how it looks. Oh my God.
Yeah, that looks delicious.
Let me tell you. All right, you guys. Yes, it was good. Yes, it says 2 to 3 days. Yeah.
Here we go.
What y'all gonna order? Y'all gonna order? Did you order another one, Q?
Well, I'm doing.
Ooh, Q got his chesticles out.
Wait a minute. He showed the chesticles again?
Yes. Camera slip.
We saw the nip. Oh, damn.
Nip slip.
Can you see the ribs? Y'all see these ribs?
Wait, he showed his ribs. The camera slip for the ribs. Oh my God.
Q had a nip slip.
This is so good. Okay. Oh my God. That is. Yo, he got his chesticles out. It must be 10 degrees.
10,
right.
It's 41.
Because if it was negative something, he would have on a shirt.
Yeah.
But 10 degrees at this point, and his weather been so negative 14 for so long that 10 degrees is summer.
Yup.
Yes, he said, y'all want to see my ribs? Not the ribs, though. Okay. Any avatar mode? You ain't slick.
I was trying to show you all my ribs. Can y'all see?
Not Jeffrey.
Not Jeffrey too.
Yes, Nihar.
They CNN, Nihar. We good.
I'm just saying, look, this is nothing but this is a party popcorn, okay? It ain't that. This is a real party popcorn, okay? You order this, right?
Listen, you have convinced us.
You order this, right? And then you have like a dry wine with it. Put on Hollywood Shuffle. Put your feet up, your wheels up.
Wheels up.
Okay. Yes. So guess what? I can't say. Listen, okay. So next week, you guys, I'm going to be on time next week, okay? I'm going to be on time. But next week, the next Blassic that I'm going to show next week is going to be something that's more recent, but I feel like it's aged enough for us to watch together and for me to discuss, and then y'all can come and chime in. And I hope you guys join me on this Blassic.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be Moonlight.
Oh, yes. Actually, you know what? I haven't seen that one either, but I wanted to.
No, by Barry Jenkins. Okay.
Yes, I have it on my watch list, so this is the perfect opportunity.
All right, Mahershala Ali. Our girl.
Yeah, we still have snow. It's still melting though.
Oh, it's still melting? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's going to be Moonlight by Barry Jenkins, right?
Okay.
Not La La Land. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because La La Land did not win. Did not win. Okay. Plus La La Land, they couldn't dance or sing. I don't understand why, but you know what? Whatever.
Oh no.
Okay. But Oscar winning, yes, Candace. Oscar winning film called Moonlight by Barry Jenkins, Mahershala Ali. Yes. Trevante Rhodes. Oh my gosh. I love him.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Kat, I think we're supposed to be taking your card away.
Do what
happened?
We're supposed to be taking Kat's card away.
No.
Black card revoke.
No.
Why?
Because I haven't seen Moonlight.
Apparently so.
Oh. Yeah, so
look, I've seen enough. Okay.
Yes. Jerome, Jarrell.
Don't do me, Q. Jarrell. Don't do me.
I'm only reading what the chat says.
That's what it says.
Be Hargett. How you gonna do me like that?
So wait a minute, Amuse haven't seen it either. Okay, good. Hey, learning to love myself. Hello.
Look, I meant to see it. I just haven't seen it yet.
Hello, I've never seen you here. Learning to love myself.
Hey, learning to love myself.
Hello there. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. See you hope I see you next week on this on our second episode of Blassics. We're gonna talk about Moonlight. Who else in Moonlight that I love? Oh, I just feel like the breakout star definitely was and there's another actor. He's the young shot. All right, so if you don't know what Moonlight, I'm not giving it away or anything like that because we're gonna watch it and we're gonna talk about it together and tell you how great of a movie it is. Because there's 3 tiers of this young man called Chiron. If y'all watch The Chi that's on Showtime, Chiron is on there now, but this is when he was much younger. And Naomi, what'd you say?
Ashton Sanders.
Right, Ashton Sanders is the teenage, right? And he's on, and I think he played the RZA now on the Wu-Tang the saga on Hulu. But he's the teenager Chiron, and then Trevante Rhodes is the adult Chiron. Oh, child, yes. Okay. All right, I'm bringing it back, and it's a really good It's a really good movie, and Mahershala Ali definitely earned his Oscar, even though he wasn't in it very long, but it was enough for his role to be very, very pivotal in that role in that movie. So we're going to be talking about Moonlight.
I'm excited.
Yes, Moonlight. Hey, if you saw Malcolm X, you good. Did you see Malcolm X?
I saw Malcolm X, and I read the autobiography last year.
Oh.
I love that book.
Just last year?
That's a good. Read the autobiography last year.
Girl, you were supposed to read the autobiography when you was 12. I'm just about to. No, I'm just about to. What you? Well, yeah, she said she read the autobiography. Okay. Yes, The Chi is good. Well, The Chi to me was good. I don't think it is good anymore, so it kind of fell off to me. So I haven't been watching it. So here we go. So what do y'all think about so what do you guys in the chat? What do y'all think about Moonlight? Y'all gonna join us? Then took Greenback. What is that? What is Nihar talking about?
I don't know.
Somebody said, is your banner moving backwards? No.
I think it's moving the right way.
It's moving the right way.
Wait, let me see. Oh, it is backwards.
It's moving the right way for me on what is this, Melon?
Yeah. Yeah, on Melon, yeah. Subscribe. These are just our so hey, all right.
Oh,
So Nehart, the Green Book was trash.
she said you went to white schools. Look,
Heck, you went
I
to
live in
white
Kansas, so
At your,
probably.
Nehart.
at your local Blockbuster or Hollywood Video.
She asked you, did you go to a white school?
So y'all
Ooh.
read Malcolm X and Grace, or like in school?
Yeah, I read Autobody of Malcolm X. I think I read that in 8th grade or something like that. I had to
I
read
don't
it.
think they would have. What?
Yeah, not at my school.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
in my school. They would not have allowed that. Trust me.
you know, we
They
read
would have
that.
been on
Yeah,
the censored list.
no, we black, so in Philly, so they was like, you gonna read this?
Yeah, well,
We read that, the autobiography of Malcolm X, and I think in 9th grade we read I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings.
never read
We
it.
did Maya Angelou, and she talked about being sexually assaulted in that one, molested.
Y'all read that in school?
Yeah, literature.
We're
Oh,
too
you
busy
know they be
focusing
censoring
on.
everything.
We were too busy focusing on the Glass Menagerie and what else did Tennessee Williams write? The Glass.
I remember they tried. I remember we had to do a whole a series of Shakespeare, and we was like, "Yo, give us some black stuff." Tired of him, Linda
Yes,
Borrow B. We don't want to be.
yes, we read a lot of Shakespeare in middle
Yup.
school too. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we still had to read, Shakespeare, the literature, but we did do like Maya Angelou and Toni Morrison, stuff like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we didn't read any of them in law school.
We didn't read that in school.
Yeah, no, we had to read that in school.
We
And
read things like. Did y'all read?
You are correct. The Candy Shop. I got them confused.
I think the most controversial thing we read was it To Kill a Mockingbird?
we read To Kill a Mockingbird. Yep.
Yes.
We had to read that, To Kill a
Yeah, that
And
Mockingbird.
was
we read things like the
crazy.
Clockwork Orange, and
The Clockwork Orange.
we read the book. What was that book? It's like a post-apocalyptic book. I think it's called The Road.
I never
Do
read
y'all
that.
know? Yeah,
No,
we
I never
read
read
that.
that.
And then you go on summer break, and they're like, "Okay,
That's
next
what I
week."
did with my son. He had to read like The Life of Pi. He had to read Life as We Know It. First of all, whatever he didn't read, I was reading. I'm like, damn, this was good.
Make sure you read these 6 books before next next year.
Yup, and he had to like, yup.
I'm going on vacation. Do you want me to read these 6 damn books?
Right.
Wow.
So one of the books, no, it was a movie. I think I talk about this all the time. I don't know. This movie really disturbed me. That's why. It's the saddest movie I've ever seen in my life.
What is
One
it?
up, but it stands out. Um, The House of Sand and Fog, yo. I know
Never
one of
seen
my
it.
best friends loved that book. She was like, she always talk about that book. Yeah,
Let me look
they
this
were
up.
my teenagers. Well, they're not teenagers anymore, but
I
they
remember
had to read,
Beowulf. Hmm.
and they had to read the Chronicles of Narnia. When they was in school. Yes, the Raisin in the Sun. Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, we
But
read
no, the
that.
movie,
Yeah,
the movie is not black people in really in this movie, but it's
at
called The House
all.
of Sand and Fog, and I
That
swear,
was Jennifer Connelly
yup,
that
Jennifer
was
Connelly,
in that
yep,
movie.
What is this about?
Sadness.
I think her, like, if I remember, like her husband died or something, and she got evicted from her home, and then the new owners or something.
Yeah, they was Middle Eastern, the Persians,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and she was trying to get her home back, and they lived in that home, and they were just trying to, but they were, Persian, so the United States really wasn't, really that fun. It's just sick. It stressed me the hell out, yo. Woo, child. If you want to watch a good movie that's sad, woo, child,
Let
watch
me
that.
say that I'll watch it. I like watching depressing movies sometimes.
It's definitely a slow burn, but it's good. But I will never watch it again. I will never watch it again ever in my life. The Canterbury Tales. Yo, the hardest read for me was in school was
Oh my
Darkness at
gosh.
Noon.
I remember the Canterbury Tales. I remember that.
Captain Q, no James Baldwin in school. No, not for me.
Not in my school.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Darkness at Noon. Never heard of that.
Yep.
There was only what, three
He
other
said,
people
"Dan,
who
what
looked
kind of
like me,
electives did
so
y'all
it,
take?"
it didn't make the
Wait a minute.
curriculum.
So who are you talking about? They said, "Dan, what kind of electives you take?" Yes, the road is good. A lot of
Electric. The road. Yeah, the road. And then Miss Val said The Room. I
There
love
were
that
only like
movie.
three other people who looked like me, so I guess our books didn't make the curriculum.
Well, bless y'all, sir. Look, I live in Kansas. It's very white here, so that could explain a lot. It's
Mhm.
very, very white.
Yeah, we had. I mean, we were in. I was like in the motivation program, so it was scholars motivation, and then it was just regular high school. And I tried so hard not to be. I wanted to be in regular high school. That's what I mean. That's where all the That's where all the fun people was.
What kind of high school you go to?
I went to the same one as Will Smith. I went to Overbrook High.
Okay.
I went to Overbrook High School. Yep, in West Philly. And
Oh, so do you
what?
know Will Smith?
No,
Oh.
I only met him one time.
She was all excited asking you that question.
Like, I don't know, boy. Mm-mm.
Now, Nihar, don't self-dox yourself now.
Yes. Yep. All right, you guys. I've been on here for an hour and 17 minutes, and I
I was
just
gonna
want to
say
thank.
something, but I let you
No, but those
continue.
books. Listen, we still Kat and I definitely still have to go ahead and start our book.
Yes.
And we'll keep y'all posted on that one. But in the
Mm-hmm.
meantime, thank you, Chantel Naja Girl. Make sure you check her DMs. Go to her socials, y'all.
Hit up Divine Elements with an E, Divine with an E, elements.com to get
Right.
that delicious popcorn.
Exactly. Wait a minute, Chantel, before you leave, make sure you put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
I don't
Put
think
that
she can put
popcorn
a
in the
link in
chat.
here. The mod has to do it.
Okay, hold on. I'll do it. Give me just a second.
Indeed I do. Indeed I do watch Bel Air. Okay. And they did really film in Philly. So all the externals when he was in West Philly were done in West Philly. Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry.
What?
My nose is bleeding.
Oh no. Are you good, Kenan?
All right, you guys, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I want to see y'all next week in here as we talk about Moonlight. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
I'm excited.
There it is. There it is. Order that popcorn. Yummy, yum, yummy, yum. Hey, hey, hey. Yummy, yum, yummy, yum. Mm-mm. Put the popcorns in the chat. Hey, a party popcorn. Hey,
Yes. The link is in the chat for you
Yes.
guys.
Amused. It wasn't good because I was sitting here like dripping on my keyboard, and I'm like, "What is
Yes,
happening?"
Nehart. I think me and my children watched that conversation at least 35 times. Let
I
me get
will
there
check
on
it out.
Google.
Yep.
Why not lie to me? Yes.
Yeah, check it out.
Have a good night.
Yep. So thank you. Not in my private school. Yeah, if you are a principal and a predominantly black and your demographic is predominantly black, they're going to make sure that you read top Black literature. That's just a part of it.
See, I didn't experience that, but
Yeah.
you know.
Me either.
Yeah.
I missed me out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, bye. Thanks. Yes. Thanks for coming over here. I see y'all next week. All right, you guys. Thank you.
It was fun.
Peace. Hell.
I'm glad I could